Welcome to Telling Our Stories. My name is Josh Johnson with Regency on the Lake. I relocated to Davidson, North Carolina, the Lake Norman area, in October of 2024. We started telling our stories so you, our viewers and listeners, can connect with our clients in the communities that we are a part of, from Western North Carolina to the Charlotte area. Welcome to the show, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Welcome back to Telling Our Stories. My name is Josh Johnson, and I am with my partner today, Andrea Reeves, and Katy Kindred, who is co-owner of Kindred, and her husband, Joe, correct?
That's right.
Yep. He's not with us today, but Kindred is a vital part to Davidson, in my opinion. And I've just been here since October, but everybody I speak to mentions the restaurant, mentions Katy and her husband, and how important and vital they are to the Davidson community. And we're here with her today and going to talk about Davidson, the community as a whole. Going to talk about home, because Davidson is home. And Katy, I'm going to start with you and let you kind of tell us. I mean, obviously Kindred is your last name. It's on the restaurant. Could be logical that you did that because it's your last name, but it also could have more meaning. I mean,
I mean, I think so. I mean, without boring you to death, the long story, the Cliff Notes, if you will, story is, so Joe and I met in a hotel. We both had been in the restaurant business for as long as we can remember. And he was a sous chef at a hotel, and I was the wine director, and so we shared an office. And we were friends before we started dating, so we were everybody in that little office, we became fast friends. And we had decided at some point, and I don't remember, there were some other people who were like, one of the breakfast servers was like in on it too. We were so sure we were going to open a restaurant. We were like, we should open a restaurant. We should call it Kindred. Joe, you can be the chef. Like, I'll do all the front of the house. I'll do the wine list, all that stuff. And so then, lo and behold, we start dating maybe a couple months later, after we had broken up with some other relationships that we were in. And as we started to get more serious, we were like, you know what, we really should consider being like restaurateurs together. I think we would do a good job. We kind of had complementing personalities and skill sets. Like we're different kind of people that complement each other well. And not only professionally, but also I think temperament-wise and personality. So long story short, we ended up, getting married. And I think right after we got married, it was sort of like, all right, what do we want to do with this now, or do we want to work for a little bit? And I had just come back from Italy. I had already committed to an overseas work opportunity there. And so I needed to get some money, back together and just sort of get my feet on the ground. And so we decided to work for a while, and we decided we wanted to just continue to learn a little bit more and explore. So we moved out to California and lived out there for a while, and worked for some great chefs and got some great experience, and then decided to come here to Davidson to settle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What year was that you actually opened Kindred?
So Kindred opened in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just celebrated 10 years not too long ago, this past February.
Yeah.
Some caviar and what all was that? I just saw that social media post.
So we had we actually just wrapped up our last one on Sunday. We had a big guest chef series where we invited a lot of people that have just helped us along the way, either inspirationally helped us or have literally helped us. Like one of Joe's mentors, Jim Noble, who I don't know if you're familiar with his restaurant. So Joe worked for him for 12 years on and off when he was in high school and then college aged, and then after that, and then that was his last job here in the Charlotte area before he moved up to the hotel, which is where we met. So so he did one, and then Ashley Christensen, who is a good buddy of ours, who really took us under her wing and got us connected with some of the chefs regionally here, but then also nationally. She's phenomenal. Just random people who've been different sources of inspiration for one reason or another.
Help celebrate.
They came celebrate. We did a menu with them where we would do some courses and they would do some courses, and they were all Sunday suppers, fun just really low key, like really good time. So
Yeah.
it was really fun to bring some chefs of some really, really fantastic restaurants to this community that some people might not ever get a chance to go to. They're not in Minneapolis to dine with Gavin Kaysen. I mean, he's like a Michelin star chef, like James Beard Award winning, super great guy. And he came here and did a dinner with us. So it was really special for the Davidson community to get to have these superstars in town. Frank Stitt came. So it was really great. Yeah, it was fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Something I don't even think you know about me. that kind of ties in to my story, honestly.
Ooh, no.
Out of high school, I was kind of I didn't enjoy school. I did school because it was necessary.
Should have gotten the restaurant business.
Well,
That's what we'd all do.
I had a full ride to Johnson and Wales.
Okay,
I was really looking into
interesting. So you were halfway there.
Yeah, I was, and the thing I worked in restaurants. Kind of sounds like your husband did growing up.
Yep.
One of the restaurants I worked in a lot back home was Glendale Springs Inn and Restaurant, and a claim to fame when you're 18. I mean, that's where President Clinton and Al Gore came when they dedicated the new river.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
And that was kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was real close to the owners, and I started as a busboy, moved to a waiter, ended up in the kitchen, did that, and I loved the creativity that comes in the kitchen.
For sure.
And I love the service part of the industry.
Yeah.
And I didn't go that route. Actually went to college and got a degree in theology, if you can believe that. Which is service as well.
Yeah. So is what you're doing now.
Yeah, and then I lead into real estate.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of
they're all the service business.
They are. I mean, I think everything is, but
Yeah.
if you get down to the nuts and bolts, that's what
Sure.
really makes it turn.
Yeah.
But Davidson coming here has been like, honestly, I don't even really feel like I moved. I mean, just because the community is so similar to what we came from in the high country.
For sure.
How everybody knows everybody. Everybody is welcoming. I mean, even the folks that would say are our competitors,
Yeah.
friendliest people.
For sure.
And I mean, I'll use Mike Orlando as an
yeah.
example. I mean, I met Mike the first week I was here. I was like, Mike, look, I'm a new kid on the block.
Yeah.
This is what we do. He said, man, you're going to do great. And anything I can do to help you, let me know.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's our neighbor.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I actually called him before this podcast and wanted to meet with him about the new project he's doing down here on South Main.
Oh, cool.
But so I mean, Davidson has been so great, even for my family. I mean, my wife's starting at CSD teaching in the fall. My kid's going to Davidson.
So you're there.
Yeah, so we're here and definitely want to be immersed. But did you know I wanted to be a chef?
No.
You learn something every day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Knowledge is powerful, so that's a good thing to know.
But yeah, everybody, in total full disclosure, we've never met.
Nope.
Never spoken.
Nope.
So I mean,
This could go any direction.
This is amazing.
You have no idea what I'm all about. No, I'm just
So
kidding.
tell me what you're thinking. How crazy are we?
Those days are behind me. Don't worry. I'll be pretty tame.
Well, I ain't gonna put you on the spot. What is your most favorite thing about Davidson?
Oh gosh, I can tell you as a resident and then as a business owner. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a resident, I love that Davidson always shows up to everything. So, there's some places where, they'll have a parade or concert or whatever, and it's sort of like people trickle on in, and it's, it's mostly just kids and families, but it's like everybody shows up in Davidson. Like when we do something, like the parade walk, for example, on Halloween or Christmas in Davidson or whatever, like even little stuff, like people everybody comes, and I just love that participation that everybody like gears up, shows up, like that's pretty cool. So I love that. And I'm a big fan as a business owner to the engagement with the town itself. Mm-hmm. Like the town is so business friendly, and from the beginning they've been so supportive of not just us but they do what they can for every business, and are always trying to think outside the box to make things happen for people in the business community. And for that reason, I mean, we still have Main Street Books crushing it, you know, a profitable, tiny Main Street bookstore in such a small town, because for the first reason, because Davidson shows up. Like, people come and buy their books there. And, you know, like these little tiny restaurants that predate Kindred, who have been here since the 50s and like are still going strong. And I mean, I just think that that's really special. And it's not every day you find a community that's wired quite like that. So I'm grateful for both those reasons.
Yeah.
And they kind of the same, I guess they kind of have something to do with each other. So
People.
yeah, well, people and people showing up for people.
Yeah, yep.
Which, you know, that's, it shouldn't be rare, but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrea and I can attest to the town.
We can.
Yeah.
Those
I
things.
mean, Kim Fleming, Rusty, they've been amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I mean, Kim has been like anything
She
I can
is
do.
incredible.
to help.
She is such a gift to this town.
Such
She
an
is.
asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she definitely is.
I mean, literally, I feel like I could pick up the phone and call with what I may think is a stupid question. And she's like, no, sir. Anytime you need me, let me know.
For sure.
And we do have the privilege of sponsoring, I think we're doing 6 concerts this year. 3 up here on the green and 3 down at the circles.
Which are so fun.
Yeah, and we've met with Ansley, who owns Wits. And I mean, just even the other businesses have been, you're a testament yourself. I mean, sitting down here with us for a podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, I think it's good for you and us just to connect and share what we do. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Davidson is, I know when I get an email that crosses, you know, my inbox, I'm almost always going to say yes if it's Davidson, unless I have some massive conflict. But, if, you know, like, even like the Main Street Books does their cute little, Where's Waldo thing. You know, it's adorable, and we love doing it every year because it's like, you know, every business does it. And so these kids come in with their little cards and they try and find them, and we, you know, our staff gets a kick out of it. But even little things like that, you know, like we just like to show up for each other. You know, nobody's too cool for school. Yeah, which I love that.
So the nerd in me
Okay.
dug deeper than your last name being Kindred.
Look at her face.
And I have to have my phone because I'm not that intelligent.
Listen, I grew up before smartphones, so there's not a whole lot you can find that's that
Oh, the definition of kindred, though, if you just get the simple definition, is one's family and relations.
Yep.
Could mean similar in kind or related. And I mean, I think that touches on everything you just said. And honestly, like, the people of this community are what make it what it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, I looked it up, just like I said, the nerd in me last night. I'm like, what is her last name? And Robbie and I even talked about it this morning. And I was like, well, it's her last name, but, you know, it has so much more meaning, I feel. And I mean, that's what you feel here. I mean, I can say I've been here since October, and I've already said it's like I've never not felt at home since day one. I mean, from the schools for my children to my wife, taking a job, and my kids. I mean, I think it's important when your kids even feel it.
Oh,
I mean,
of course.
I've got a 14-year-old boy, and they tell the truth, right? And he goes and does a shadow day at the school, and he's like, Dad, it's amazing. I want to go.
That's great.
And he hates school. So I mean, that's a huge W for the whole family.
For sure.
But I mean, I think it's really cool. Your last name is way cooler than Johnson. First of all. And
Or Reeves.
Yeah. So I mean, but the meaning of it, I think, just ties into what you have here at the restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that was the plan all along. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it kind of was, but I mean, we knew. So when you open any restaurant, or when we do, I can only speak for us, I guess. But you know, you always want to have like a concept or an idea or like something that people can connect to, so that they know what they're getting, right? And I think the idea behind Kindred, you know, we're ambitious entrepreneurs. That's just how we're wired. So when we opened Kindred, or before we opened Kindred, we knew we wanted it to be more of like a flagship restaurant that everything other, because we knew we didn't want to do just one restaurant. We wanted to do multiple. Just so we could stretch ourselves creatively and, whatever. But, so we wanted to open a company that was more like a restaurant company, or restaurant group. And Kindred would be sort of the flagship that everything kind of drew back to. And I think that having that mindset when we opened was a blessing, really, because it helped the connectivity with the name and the community, because we wanted to be woven into the fabric of Davidson. We wanted to be here for a long time. And so we always had that, like our eyes on the horizon a little bit, which helped us not sweat the small stuff, but also think more long term, which I think is hard in the restaurant business. It's very easy to get like tunnel vision and caught in the day to day, because there's just a lot. It's a lot, and it's hard and it's grueling. It's a grueling line of work. But having that perspective of kind of like keeping 30,000 foot perspective on the whole project helped us really focus on working. This sounds kind of ironic, and it is, but like we had to work ourselves out of Kindred quickly, like within the first 6 months, so that it could run without us, like for a full week, easy, no problem.
Yes.
Which, I mean, from what I'm told, I guess is a good way to think about it. At the time, the idea was, well, we want to open more restaurants, so it's got to operate without us. But what it also does, in addition to that, is create a desire for the experience of Kindred and not just Joe and I. Like, because a mom and pop restaurant is charming and all, but the reason you love them is because you see mom and pop. And like, we did not want that to be why people came. We wanted them to really, really want to be here, to like be in this community, to experience our team, and like we just wanted people to crave the experience, the way a place makes you feel, as opposed to like, well, Katy picks my wine and Joe cooks my special thing, and like there's a room for those places, and I love those places, but we knew that we didn't want this to be that. And I think for it really to feel like part of the community, and for people to feel like part of the family and an extension of us and our relationship, right? You can't be counting on just us to be here. It's like you have to build a relationship with everybody and like the whole community as a whole, right? So yeah, it was sort of like, okay, Kindred's going to be the unique one that the idea of it, or the concept, if you will, is an extension of us, and it will evolve as we evolve and as our community evolves. But we want it to be woven in the fabric of Davidson, so that when you come here and when you think of Davidson, it's one of the things you think of,
Right.
Well, I mentioned Ansley at Wits.
Yeah.
And a story that kind of ties into what you were talking about there, how it becomes more than you. I mean, obviously, totally different product, nothing, anything similar to what you guys do. But she had a young girl who started working with them that was 14 years old. And Ansley, if you watch this, forgive me for not saying your last name. We have had this discussion. I don't have that pronunciation down appropriately yet. But anyhow, this young lady that she had working for worked all the way through until she went to college.
Oh, that's
went to college, spent some time there, came back on break, went back to Wits, and Ansley, college isn't for me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get Wits out of my mind. I want to own a store one day.
Aww.
So Ansley and her husband actually went in with this young girl who had been a part of their family for some time, and said, hey, we're going to open a store in Mooresville.
That's awesome.
You're going to be co-owner.
That's great.
And she's co-owner and been very successful there up to this point in time, and looking to do her own Wits location now.
Wow.
So, I mean, that is something you don't see in every town you go to, too.
For sure.
But it ties into it's larger than you as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're the like heartbeat in essence, but people don't come just for you.
Yeah, but you want
It's a culture.
to plant a tree that you're never going to experience the shade and comfort of one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
at least that's what we want to do. So, the more we can make it less about us and more about the whole, like the better it is for the community, better it is for our guests, better it is for everybody. Because we'll disappoint you.
Yeah.
You know, on a regular basis. Like, well, you follow me around for a couple hours in the morning and you'll be like, oh my God. You know, but like, many hands make light work. And like, we can, as a team, Kindred can carry a load easier. And, you know, it's just, we make each other better. That's just, I mean, like you talked about, everything is a service business at the end of the day. And I mean, it's true because we, you know, when we are at our best as humans, we're around a table and we're in community with each other. And the more we can make those moments happen and take a step back and have it be a little bit less about, you know, the proprietor and more about the experience, the better.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you involved in the community garden here in Davidson?
Not particularly, no, but we know, so Joe learned how to swim from the guy who runs the community garden.
Okay.
So we're definitely like, that's local right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Did you learn how to?
But we live right down the street.
Okay. Tell me about the community garden a
Sure.
little bit and how that works, because that's something I do not know personally as a guest.
So I would love to tell, I'm speaking not with authority on this, so if I'm wrong, forgive me, but it used to be you help, you can participate kind of situation where like you come and spend a weekend, volunteer some time taking care of it, you could take some of the produce. But now my understanding is it's exclusively for loaves and fishes, so they just provide fresh produce.
I know
But
some
they
of the
still, it's still
schools are
volunteer
involved.
based. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, it's volunteer based. I know Davidson College students participate a lot. I'm sure, you know.
CSD, Davidson Day.
all that, yeah.
It's
It's a really great garden.
It is,
And
I mean-
it's gotten even better. It's always been great, but it was definitely more wild when we first moved here, and it's become more and more professional and manicured, nice. Like they're really putting a lot of. It's great. Yeah, it's cool.
Andrea, do you want to talk a little bit about our team and what you
Sure.
think? And because Katy knows nothing about us other than ourselves, but
Yeah.
So we are actually down here. We've got 2 offices on the 3rd floor in the insurance building, Wade's
Yeah. Wait.
Wade Insurance
I know,
Building, and we love it there. It's
Yeah.
great office space. We have a community larger space. Just left me.
where we're going.
Yeah, no, where we can all get together.
Conference room,
we can have a
patio
conference room.
areas.
Yes,
Sure.
sorry about that. But anyway,
That's fine.
but then where we're going to the new Knox building, which is just going out of Davidson, the new building in front of the church that was just built.
Oh, the new one. Yeah.
Yes, so we're very, very excited about that. We just met with Charles this morning. And
That'll be nice.
it will be
I like
super
that.
nice. CO's supposed to be in October, so it was supposed to be
I know
in
the
December,
contractor.
and they keep
See,
backing
small
it up.
town.
Yep.
I know the contractors. If you needed me to
Okay, we
twist
would
some
appreciate
screws. No, I'm
that.
just kidding.
Well, Brad Remy, who actually owns the building we're in now,
Yeah.
Brad, he's been great as well. And he
Good.
said, "Hey, I'm gonna make a phone call and see when your CEO is."
Oh,
He's like,
Yeah.
I don't need you to leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know. And then I said, but if you can't find out when it is, that's great. And
so
I
Ratzlaff
think-
Construction is doing their build out. Your build.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And Steve is Ratzlaff is a great guy.
Yeah.
He's our contractor for he's been ours for years.
Awesome.
So we're super excited about that, and we are growing every day. We just talked to another agent yesterday,
Yes.
so we think by the time we move into that office space, we'll have probably 10 agents.
Wow, that's
So,
exciting.
yeah,
Very
we're
cool.
very, very excited about that. And again, on what Josh says, the community is the most important thing to us. So doing the concerts on the circles and concerts on the greens, I think we've met a lot of cool people doing that. And I think that's just a great thing that we've not had the opportunity to do in the West Jefferson and the Mountain Town area. And we're very connected up there, being up there so long,
Sure.
but this gave us a whole new perspective on clients and people and being able to meet lots of great cooks.
Very
You
cool.
guys, for sure.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think our team's my priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this. my priorities are God, family, work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're part of my work team, you're also family.
Sure.
And we've got a great group. And even the new folks that have met with us, I kind of give them the spiel. I'm like, hey, look, you join us, your family.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, like the girl that's our admin assistant at the moment, she's got a 1-year-old baby. I told her as soon as she came to work, I said, all right, I'm going to drive you by my house. I said, I've had 2 kids. I know how it is. I said, if you get sick, you need help, your mom and dad can't get here quick enough, bring him, drop him. I'm like, right here's where my wife is, and I'm at.
That's awesome.
I'm not perfect, but she's amazing with children.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need that. And and our group is very tight in that aspect of things. And obviously we're in the real estate business. Mm-hmm. And people look at that as sales. Mm-hmm. I've already kind of said I think it's more service. Mm-hmm. A house is not a home.
Yeah.
Until you make it a home.
Sure.
And that's
very intimate.
And that's back to people again. And I'm working with clients right now that are selling a home that they've been in for 30 years.
Yeah.
That's emotional.
Yeah.
And it's a huge change. Mm-hmm. So and just being attentive to those needs, I think is kind of one of the things we really focus on more than it being transactional.
Love that.
Transactions are a dime a dozen. Mm-hmm. Friendships and relationships to me are really what's important.
Yeah.
And I think that we've instilled that in our team. It's like you said, it's kind of like this heartbeat that you create in whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. Yours, the restaurant business, and then it just grows from there. And Davidson is very similar to that. The whole environment here, you mentioned from the business aspect, how the town is so supportive. Mm-hmm. They want people to flourish. Mm-hmm. They want you to succeed, and they'll do anything they can to help you.
I know.
And you can't help but admire that and love it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think our world's losing that a little nowadays.
Yeah.
Where it used to be more common and seen everywhere. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like you step back a little in time, maybe, when you come to Davidson.
Yeah.
And, the high country where we're at as well is the same. People that are like, Lord, this is so nice. We can sit down outside, drink Coke out of a bottle.
Yeah.
Pay $10 for something at Kilwins.
Yeah.
Piece of fudge or a block of fudge.
Sure.
But, it's the little things that I think make a town and make it
Make
home.
people want to gravitate.
Yeah, I don't wonder if this generation, like my youngest is 9, so like him and then the they just similar to him aren't going to really crave that really tangible tactile experience of life with so much of what they've had to go through on he was in kindergarten during COVID, so everything he knows is screens and and everything is at this distance. So I've just read some interesting stories about people craving moving to places like this.
Exactly.
But then also, kids starting a community paper, a physical newspaper, because they just, they want to feel something and be a part of something. And, so I think that whatever we do to progress, I think that there's still something deep in us that could yearn for connection, right? Which it sounds like you guys are doing it for the right reasons.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason I do it. If it wasn't for people and the relationships, that's kind of the whole purpose of telling our stories is for us to introduce the folks we've worked with, and people to be able to connect with them. And we work with business owners like yourself. Obviously, our clients eat. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So we send them to Kindred. We recommend the custard. It's all aspects of life. We work with lawyers, bankers, obviously. Mm-hmm. Mortgage brokers, sellers, buyers, all that. But at the end of the day, everybody has a story.
Yeah.
And that story is really what a lot of people never see.
Mm-hmm. But they want to know.
Yeah, they do.
They want to know. They want to know how Kindred became a restaurant. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to know where the name came from. People, especially people I feel like that listen to podcasts, are, you know, want to know.
Yeah.
And not, like I said, knowledge is powerful. So they feel closer to when they come in, or if they dine here every Friday night on the day, you know, it's just nice for them to know just a little bit more.
Yeah, the person behind, the people behind the story or whatever.
And the clients I just mentioned who are selling the home in South Charlotte, they're moving here to Davidson.
Oh, awesome.
He's actually a dentist in Huntersville.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he's got clients galore that he's, you know, watched from small age as patients. And then his wife's a motivational speaker. She travels the country, but Davidson is where they wanted to be. I mean, I mean, from South Charlotte, they wanted to be here in Davidson.
I have noticed that there seems to be like a little Davidson bubble. Like even I moved here to Davidson in 2009, 2010, right when the economy had kind of crashed out and everything was terrible. And Davidson just never experienced. I mean, I think the college helps too. There's like a little bit of a buffer when you live in a college town, but yeah, it's definitely like. Things just seem to steady Eddie, you know, here in Davidson.
Well, it was the same in the high country.
Like, it's still expensive to buy a house here no matter when. You can try, if you want to capitalize on some dip, but it's not going to happen.
It's the same, like I say, we went through that in the high country. And demand slowed down.
Yeah.
But prices, no change.
Never changed,
And I mean, people call me occasionally and they're like, when are prices going down? I'm like, man, that shit has sailed.
Yeah.
I mean, it sailed 20 years ago. And my honest opinion, from a professional standpoint, I think that ship sailed for the entire state of North Carolina.
Yeah, well, I think we're in that Goldilocks zone, you know, where with like the weather and climate change and everything, people want to be here. Yeah.
And I mean,
Tennessee,
if you're here in
Virginia
Davidson,
here.
you're what, 3.5 hours to the beach or hour and a half, 2 hours to the mountains.
20 minutes from the airport that gets you an hour and a half to anywhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So, I mean, I mean, I talk to people, Andrea does every day too, California, Chicago. I mean, I was up at New York Butcher the other day and young couple, say young, my age. I'm not as young anymore. But they're sitting there next to us at New York Butcher having lunch, and they lean over and say, hey, sounds like you guys know a little bit about Davidson. And I'm like, well, we've been here since October. and they're like, well, we're coming from Chicago, and we need to connect with a real estate guy. I'm like, hey, this is a great world that we live in.
Well, you know.
So, but I mean, they're coming back in July.
That's incredible.
Love Davidson.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've traveled all over the state on this trip, and they're like, Davidson's home.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've been texting, calling since they went back to Chicago.
Wow.
And they're like, it just has everything we want. They've got kids, same age as mine, which I've got 14 and 18. And I mean, I think I'm seeing that in my generation, which I'm 45, like the traditional home that, you know, where like my parents had places. I mean, they're moving from a home that they've been in 50 years.
Yeah.
That they built.
Yeah, that they actually built.
Wow.
And moving from that. They're coming to Davidson. We have an offer on a house in Davidson at the moment. But, I mean, it seems like in my generation, it's kind of changing how people are viewing home. And it's not as much you build or buy and stay for 50 years, but they're looking for these little pockets, bubbles, you know, like Davidson or Blowing Rock, West Jefferson, Banner Elk. And they may have 2 or 3. And then kids, we're talking about our kids, it seems like they love to just hop, skip, and jump everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, that's what the folks from Chicago were saying. They were like, our kids are never coming back to Chicago, but, you know, in Davidson, they'll come because of the lake. And then, like in Austin, they'll come because of the little place that we have in Austin.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's a shift that we're seeing, too, in the real estate market.
I can see that.
And it's not like everybody goes home at Christmas to the family home.
And,
you know, we pull out the Christmas dishes. And, but, you know, it's just a slight shift. And I think that's where places like Kindred come into play as well. Because you don't necessarily cook that holiday meal anymore.
We can be that shared table.
And I think that's why places like your business are so important, even on that level of you're bringing families together
Yeah,
at
yeah.
important times of the year.
Love to do it.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, well, again, Andrea, Katy, would love to thank you for spending time with us today and
course.
sitting down here in your restaurant, which is amazing. I hope to visit many times.
Please do. Yeah, and it was my pleasure. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we look forward to Davidson becoming even more home than it is already.
I look forward to it too.
And for those folks that do listen and watch, we do have more episodes coming. We will be sitting down with Kim Fleming and
nice.
Rusty Knox here shortly in the future and talking about Davidson even more
So
in depth
good.
from a
They're
different
great.
perspective. So
Awesome.
thanks again, everybody. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for joining this episode of Telling Our Stories. We hope you enjoyed today's show and episode. Please feel free to share with somebody that you think may enjoy it. Also like, subscribe, and share away. We've got more episodes coming in the future. Thanks again for joining us today.